Hi, I'm Charles Kanufke, the Western Regional Vice President for Wattstopper. I'm here today to talk to you about our new dual-loop photocell controller. So the story of the dual loop actually comes about because one of the major big box retailers, that being Walmart, had been doing daylighting controls in their facilities for a number of years. But they had realized that they really weren't getting the energy savings out of it that they thought. They had tried open loop, they had tried closed loop, they had tried the two major technologies, but they weren't getting the energy savings. So they actually approached a group at the CLTC who realized that the way that the products were working was really not ideal for big box retail and for warehouses. In skylight applications, you may be getting a lot of daylight here at the sensor and not getting as much daylight at the floor. So early morning hours, late evening hours, one of the issues with the daylighting controller is that if it's an open loop sensor, it tends to over dim on the floor area. On a closed loop, it actually works very well most of the time until something changes in the space. If there's new merchandise is put out, if there's, for whatever reason, a more reflective surface underneath, that can actually drastically affect the amount of daylight that it believes is in the space. So what the CLTC did, and that's the California Lighting Technology Center, is they realized the best approach would probably be to use both of those technologies in a way that minimized the negatives of each one. So hence the dual loop, for the fact that it's got both the open and the closed loop technologies. This is the dual loop photocell. What you'll notice is this is the open loop photocell portion, so when mounted, this is looking straight up through the skylight. Down below, we have the closed loop portion of the photocell. We also have a little IR window because this can actually be programmed with our handheld remote. Also, there's a test and configuration button on the product. So with the photocell, we also include this mounting arm. It indicates which direction is up and would normally mount on the side of the skylight. And then you'd be able to extend the armature arm in order to make sure that the skylight is always centered where the photocell is. So in most of the period of time, it's going to be using its closed loop mode. It's going to be measuring the amount of daylight as it reflects off the floor and hits. However, if it sees a significant change in daylight from below, it's always going to be checking it against the amount of daylight that comes in on the open loop side. So as long as those two match up, it says, okay, there's more daylight in the space, I'll reduce the electric light. If it sees that there's less daylight from below, but there isn't a corresponding change on the open loop side, it realizes something's changed in the space, and it actually reverts from a closed loop photocell temporarily to an open loop until it understands what's going on in the space and then reverts back to closed loop later on. So what you're really getting is the best of both of those technologies combined together to make sure that you have a single product that works extremely well and gives those people the savings that they're looking for when they put daylighting in either a warehouse or a big box retailer. So one of the other benefits of using the dual loop is that every night when it gets dark enough outside, we actually go through a recalibration routine. So there's no need, if there's new carpeting gets laid down in the space, to actually go back to the photocell and have to recalibrate it. All that happens automatically every night based on its internal algorithm. So there are many benefits to using this new dual loop photocell. The fact is that this is actually going to be a part now of Wattstopper's overall digital lighting management product line. So anybody who's got familiarity with the line and the way the room controllers, the occupancy sensors, the digital switches all work, can actually just implement this immediately by putting this as an element now in their design. What we like to try to think about with digital lighting management is that it's a very flexible system, a very simple system to be able to implement, but it's also extremely scalable. So we can go from doing a single bay in a warehouse to doing an entire big box retail store. So the benefit to the contractor on being able to use this is that it's just another simple Cat5 connection to the rest of the DLM system. For the owner, they're actually going to get the energy savings that they are expecting, the maximum energy saving possible. In fact, for the big box retail study that we did in California, there was almost a 50% additional savings over what a simple open loop sensor would have done. It also tends to take care of the issue of under dimming or over dimming, so there's less likelihood that somebody inside the space is going to try to cover up the photocell and prevent it from working entirely. The last piece of this is the fact that for an electrical engineer that's trying to lay this out on the job, it's just one simple different symbol that they're putting on the plan that connects to the rest of the DLM ecosystem of products. Wattstopper's really pleased to introduce this industry-first product, a dual-loop photocell, and to have been able to work with the California Lighting Technology Center and Walmart to be able to introduce this product. If you have any questions about the dual-loop photocell, please take a look at our website, www.wattstopper.com, and I'm sure you'll find the information you need there.